2025 had a record amount of foreclosures on the market, and it quickly became a topic that many people wanted to learn about. So today I'm making a video going over the foreclosures process so you can understand what it looks like start to finish, as well as walking you through a currently listed foreclosure in the Langley area. My name is Daniel. I'm a local Langley realtor and I have a decade of experience. So if you have any questions about real estate in the surrounding areas, make sure to click the link in one of the descriptions down below to book a call or just see some of the listings that I have active. But enough of that, let's get into the video and let's show you what this foreclosure looks like. Starting off, this is located in Willoughby. This townhome is a 2017 build. It's an end unit, has a tandem garage. This build is insane. Very rarely do you see something with a plaque on every single unit. Also, the main entrance, there's stonework around the main entrance. The flooring as you come in, I don't usually film the entry because it's pretty beat up, but they have tile and you'll see this tile throughout the home. They've redone all the drywall. It's all repainted and it's a tandem garage, but it fits, could fit 2 large trucks because it has a little bit of a bump out given that it is an end unit. And here is the utility room. And when I first came in here, I said, where is the furnace? Oh, it must be electric baseboard. But this hot water on demand system is not only for your hot water, it's also for your radiant heating throughout the entire home. Your yard is off of your garage, which isn't always ideal. But in this case, at least you don't have any neighbors back here. That's a park, never gonna change. It's not a school. So if you have kids, they do have a community garden over here, and then they have a field and a playground. So it's super nice in the summer. Okay, so I'll give you a quick rundown on foreclosures as we go through here. So I realized I shared some confidential information there, and I just wanted to remake this to clear it up quickly. Basically, if you're buying a foreclosure, there are some risks involved. You can negotiate a good deal, but there are risks. The biggest risk is having the homeowner still living on the property, which in most cases, in a vengeance, the homeowner will try to get back at whoever bought their home by destroying the home or taking things. And as a buyer of a foreclosure, you really have no say, and you can't walk away from the deal because when you buy it where it is, as it is, no matter the condition. So in that sense, that's why a lot of the time you hear those horror stories when buying a foreclosure. So in this situation, because the sellers don't live here, there is less risk. Not to say that it can't happen, but there is definitely less risk involved. Also, the state of the property, you'll see the renovations are all fresh, they're all redone. So again, less risks of some appliances not working, because again, if you buy something that's older, the appliances don't work, you're just buying it as is, where is. But even as it is right now, it's still priced at $780K, which is a pretty much market value for a resale unit that doesn't have the risks of any damages on move-in date, but also doesn't have the renovations done that this unit has. So one of my favorite things about this place is the fact that it backs onto this park. You don't have kids running around here all day for school hours. This is just strictly, a park. This area would be the designated dining area, which is separated by your kitchen in the middle and then the living area on the end. This unit had the floors redone. They've also had the blinds redone. Again, these are things you typically wouldn't do in a foreclosure, especially if it's gonna be going to the bank. It has a little pantry here. The island is a waterfall island, huge. Can fit 4 chairs, gas range, KitchenAid, pretty good appliances. I don't know if the cabinets were done, but these are definitely more modern. It is a 2017 build, so I can imagine they must have been somewhat close to this anyways. A new washing machine and then new fridge. The living area itself, it is a tandem unit, right? So it is like a tandem parking, which is one in front of the other parking. Typically these units are more narrow. I would say this area is around 14 feet wide. This is a little closet, coat closet. It's not right at your entrance, but at least you do have one. Some people don't have that at all. Throughout this whole unit, you'll see that the ceilings are actually higher on this floor. Another thing I'll mention that is west facing, so you get afternoon sun. Upstairs, you have the 2 bedrooms, the bathroom, and then the laundry space is right here. I love this setup for laundry. Tons of storage, folding table. I mean, this is pretty basic, but you could put like a marble tile piece there, quartz piece there, which will make it nicer. The bedrooms aren't huge. I would say this bedroom's probably around like 9 by 9. And this one's the larger bedroom, but still probably just over 9 by 9. Nothing huge. Master bedroom's a decent size. This is definitely where the space is up here. I'd probably say this is probably like 12 by 12. And then bathroom looks super clean. This also looks brand new. It's like that. Okay, these look original, just like the condition they're in, but a new shower for like a foreclosure, I don't get it. And then again, we're over here facing the park. Okay, so basically, you know, if this is something that you're interested in, this is how the process works. Buying a foreclosure. If you are interested, the whole first step is get your offer accepted, right? Once your offer is accepted, like 9 out of 10 times, what would happen is the accepted offer would be a decent price, but then when it goes to courts, people start bidding for it, and it actually ends up selling for the same value as a resale property, but you have more risks involved with a foreclosure. So like really, they're getting a worse deal buying a foreclosure than if they had just bought a resale. And in this market, I think the reason it's changing is because there's less listings, or there's more listings. So that means there's more opportunities than people just are deciding, you know what, I'd rather go buy resale than buying a foreclosure because it has the added risks, right? The downside of buying a foreclosure also, if you're the first offer that gets accepted, you're essentially going to be on hold for 2 months with your deposit submitted to the bank or to the lawyers. And if you don't win this process, now you've wasted 2 months of your time not being able to purchase anything because obviously your deposit money has been held by the bank. If you're buying this, where does the inspection process and strata documents review kind of come into play? That would all happen before you submit your offer or before you go to the courts and submit your offer. So if you're the first person, you would probably see this place like it. Before writing your offer, you would then go and do an inspection here, review the strata documents, and then once you've cleared all that, then you would write your offer, because once you do, like, it's firm, right? If you are the second person, so it's this scenario, you know, the offer's already been accepted, you're notified of the price, you say that's a good price, I want to bid on this, then you would, if you haven't seen it already, you'd come see it. Second, you would book the inspection as you're reviewing the strata documents, and then if everything clears off, then you would come to court. And again, you're doing all this in advance because when you buy a foreclosure, you're buying it where is as is, so you don't have the typical conditions of buying it as a resale, which would protect you from like all liabilities. Like, you have to do everything in advance, and it's your full discretion. So hopefully that painted a clear picture of how foreclosures work. If you want more details on this place, I think the information will be down below, or just reach out to me and we can book an appointment. If you want to see other foreclosures like this one, maybe you're looking for a house or an apartment, there's definitely a lot of those available. This is super rare because it's fully renovated, but you know, like I said, it's a hot topic right now. There are a lot of people who are in this predicament in life where the bank has taken over the most in the recent history that we've seen, even looking back to the great financial crisis in 2008 when we saw record high levels of foreclosures. Well, right now we're kind of surpassing that. So if that's something you want to be educated on, you want details on and learn about, because you just want to learn about it, feel free to reach out as well. I can kind of give you the rundown on that. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you follow me for more. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.